that get spit on and that get destroyed in the exact same way that the rest of the Palestinians get destroyed by the Israeli occupying force. There are so many reasons as to why the Armenian people would be totally, fully on board with the Palestinian plight, and yet you have these mega celebrities acting a fool out here. Let's see what Sean had to say, since he's our TikTok Zoomer correspondent.
So let's get out there and start blocking these celebrities and putting as many of their items into shopping carts without actually buying them, because
just email your representatives, please.
He's right. What's Operation Olive Branch? The Often operations? No, Operation Olive Branch is a bunch of TikTokers that put together and compiled a Google Doc with a lot of GoFundMes of Gazan families on the ground. And I think that's a valuable resource in general. So obviously, like, you know, I think it's great overall. Yeah. The problem with block list celebrities or whatever is that ultimately it's super easy to bastardize. It's super easy to co-opt, especially if it's not directed by like a organization or anything like that. And it probably has already been co-opted, and there will be a lot of energy channeled in, I suspect, the worst possible directions rather than productive directions. It might get some celebrities to, like, out of fear, genuinely speak out and engage in like some kind of performative activism in order to not get yelled at. So overall, I think it's cool, whatever. And I also don't give a shit if you block celebrities or not. So I don't personally care about this. I do think, however, that, you know, people will most likely end up blocking a ton of people, and it will be yelled at. Once it reaches like peak momentum, people will yell at it and call it stupid and silly, which it kind of, just pressure your representatives, use organizations that are already existing long before you started paying attention to Israel or Palestine, and engage in protests and keep pressuring not your celebrity crushes or your favorite celebrities, but instead, send emails and phone calls to your representatives and go out and protest. It's just one of those things where it's impossible to convince people to use this momentum and energy in the right direction when they've already made up their minds that this is the best possible thing they can do, because it's especially easy to do. I literally saw 2 TikToks today saying you, Ludwig, Cutie, and Valkyrie are all on the block list. Yeah, I think the real activism is learning about Palestine on like October 9th and then demanding that someone like myself is blocked. I think that is infinitely more valuable as far as activism. Obligatory mention of freepalestine.tools, an iOS shortcut to auto send emails to your reps or to universities to divest, just as easy. There you go. That delegitimizes the movement, having you on the block list. Yeah, I do think it's lame as and very cowardly for a lot of celebrities to keep quiet on this issue on purpose. And I don't know what else to say about it other than that. It is like lame. Like, they will get on. They're such bandwagoners in this situation. They rarely ever put out. Bella and Gigi Hadid are on the block list. Bro, they're literally Palestinian. Like, they're actually Palestinian. It's so funny because, like, I know a lot of the people that have spoken out against Israel's actions long before October 7, long before October 8, right? Because like it's kind of it's another marker for me, at least, because I know that it's one of those issues that like people are really scared to say anything about, or people are not knowledgeable enough to say anything about. People don't want to be yelled at. People don't want to lose their jobs. And Gigi Hadid absolutely has posted about Palestine, dude. What the She's Palestinian. Y'all are crazy. The thing is, what list is the real question? Is there an official list? Where is the official list? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's probably a million different lists right now where people just like posting their own personal faves on it. Of course, it's very unorganized. That's how this stuff works on Twitter. There are more productive ways to go about it. For example, Jenna Ortega is a great example of this, right? Being like, Jenna Ortega hasn't sufficiently defended Palestine to my liking. You guys should all add her onto the block list. Ultimately, you're going to be, given how disorganized this stuff is, you're going to end up adding people to a literal group of people who are either Zionists or have been quiet about saying anything about Palestine, specifically because they're afraid of Zionists or they're Zionists themselves, with people who are anti-Zionists. That's my point. Like, Drake is on the block list. Listen, I am not an OV ho, as you guys know. I am not a Drake writer, but I have literally mentioned from the jump that Drake was one of the first, if not literally the first, major artists that previously had not been outspoken about Palestine that signed Artists for Ceasefire. He did that literally like 2-3 weeks in. That's crazy. To put him on that list for that reason is crazy. There is a positive to this, right? What that is one, it brings more awareness to the Palestinian plight. Two, it causes some of these vapid, douchey celebrities who have been quiet deliberately to actually come out and say, you know, things that are pro-Palestinian. However, why do I say that's positive? It's not just about fucking Lizzo saying some shit about Palestinians. It's positive because that gives people more courage to go out and speak as well. That's an important thing. Just like every protest is good because it gives others the courage to go out and protest as well, to recognize that they're not alone. Palestinians also see that. So overall, I think it's like, as long as you're not making this your modus operandi and making this the only thing you care about, then great, you know, go off kings and queens, do your thing. Here's Christian Dive.
I'm not the biggest fan of the whole blockout 2024 digital guillotine thing, not because I care about influencers or celebrities. Honestly, it just, to me, feels a little, where's your black square? It feels a little superficial. I
think the black square one was even worse, honestly, because like black square literally actually ended up shutting off activists from using social media unintentionally. The black square was even worse than this. This one at least like blocks random celebrities and shit. But the black square one was really fucking bad. And it's ironic, wouldn't you know, back then they yelled at me about that too. People yelled at me about the black square. There's still a post from the day where people were posting the black square where I actually personally posted on that day and I said, y'all are clowns. Don't post this black square. You're literally populating the BLM. You're populating the BLM hashtag by shutting off actual activists and organizers that are on the ground that are trying to promote whatever legal aid fund or anything like that, or showcasing that there's going to be a new demonstration in town from actually getting their messages across. Is performative activism. And guess what? Every single motherfucker back then yelled at me too. Why did they yell at me? They said, Hassan, what have you said about Black Lives Matter? I think that's your fault if you don't know what I've said about it at that point. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I fucking do, okay? You can't get mad at me because of your own performative guilt. Are you sure you're on the list? Might be yelling at clouds? No, they've been tagging me on my TikTok all goddamn morning. I saw someone was threatening that they're going to put me on there if I don't promote Olive Branch more, Operation Olive Branch more sufficiently. Yeah, I mean, I tweeted about it too, but I posted on Instagram as well. So this Blackout Tuesday thing is insanely fucking dumb. You're effectively renting a vital resource protesters use for safety and also get their message out. I guess the original intention was to criticize the music industry's exploitative practices, except so many people are talking about not posting for the day or worse, posting black blocks on the hashtag. That once was a place for donation links and highlighting police brutality. A guide to Blackout 2024, digital mobilization, individual movement dedicated to deplatforming of celebrities. We need you all to collectively block celebrities and influencers who have chosen to remain silent. The other part of this is that it makes me feel kind of good. It's just, it's great. Like, I think it's awesome that people are trying to block celebrities that haven't said, because it's like, yeah, dude, guess what? Maybe you should have spoken out. It's like, yeah, I can't, you know, me and a handful of other people can't be the only ones out here in the trenches every goddamn day. How about you? How about you say something? Okay. So in a way, I think it's great, even though obviously the stubborn, like, we should do the correct activism side of me immediately has to shut it down a little bit and bring us back to reality. Bro, all of this started because of the Met Gala and some random TikToker influencer made a video with the audio, let them eat cake and then wearing a crazy dress. Yeah, I saw Haley. What is it? Haley Bobailey or something? What the fuck is the chick? I saw that too. That was kind of gross, but cool that it's like radicalizing people in the correct direction. This is the one? Yeah.
Let them eat cake.
It's time for the people to conduct what I want to call a digital...
That's crazy, dude. Yo, she came out crying. She was like, I didn't even get invited to the Met Gala. I never paid for the Met Gala. I actually always dreamt about going to the Met Gala. I'm so sorry. She came out swinging, dude. Haley Banana Fana Fofali. Okay, now I know you're lying. I know that's not her name. Oh my God, bro. This hotel is eating my food, I'm pretty sure. Hold up. Here, let's play this.
Digital guillotine, a digitine, if you will. It's time to block all the celebrities, influencers, and wealthy socialites who are not using their resources to help those in dire need. We gave them their platforms. It's time to take it back, take our views away, our likes, our comments, our money, by blocking them on all social media and digital platforms. And I think the first person that we should all focus on is Haley here. Haley Bailey, for your ignorant decision to attend the $75,000.
Yeah, they're like she attended it or some shit, which I mean, she was it was